fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What people do in no money, what they at you, in no at you. Could be money, miss away in the yellow rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste and must have man to statue. Say me like a catch you, but they got enough, they got you. Take this print of money, God and say that it's not you. One day the man above end up, him a got up. Too much eating at the kitchen, some a fly by like a patu. My singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me
300% free.
It burn me
garbage pile up the day.
It burn me
give the teacher them raise.
It burn me
I see corruption please.
It burn me
mash down the people them house.
It burn me
every day appear arms out.
It burn me
appear money them a thief.
It burn me
and them a sell out with beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
For me say dig up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 the promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in our river. Member bowl only and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me
or they treat the market man.
It burn me
or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me
or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me
or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me
or them a treat the sound man.
It burn me
or them a treat policeman.
It burn me
or them a treat soldier man.
It burn me
how them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again.
Boom! I mean, I say a couple to the flex they represent for Wayne Global TV. So I say, you know the code in the Wayne Global TV is what fully blessed on 90 days. So I say, yeah man, to the fullest. Yeah man, make sure them log in to Wayne Global TV. So I say, check it out. So I say, one cup of flex. So I say, Wayne Global. When you watch you know, feel my plan up and I try to put them on pan we head. But man, I live too long, them want Wayne Global fitted. To him juggle so smooth that them want him life for dread. I throw the bank I like the break, but we ain't all about the bread. We open up in the ears and no listen when we said, cause we lyrics them so smooth like the linen on the bed. Them one with a fall, we live in pan the edge, I must say true, make this them. We in Global TV, we are 90, and 90. Who Jaja bless, say no man can curse. Give it the Range Rover, uno drive years. Boom! We in Global TV to the fullest one cup of excellence. See me?
Good morning from the Global Television Group. Thank you for joining us this morning and welcome. Welcome. There is so much happening this morning. Pardon me for not coming on last night, but after I came from the park, I just didn't feel the mood and I went to sleep and I never wake up until late. So pardon me for this, but we've got a lot to talk about this morning. Call any young people that you want to hear this morning program because I will try to inspire the millennials and Generation Z of Jamaica. I want to say to my family and my community this morning, a wholehearted condolences and the passing of Shanice Perry, aka Pipsy. She has fought a very long and hard battle with lupus. She's only 30. She's been probably suffering it for the better part of 20 years. But I want to say to the family, Shanice's mother, Pipsy's mother, her name is Mary, but we call her 5 Cent. That's how our father named her. Yes, in our family, we have 5 Cent and we have 10 Cent. Yeah, we have literal names like those. Cousin 5 is one who is always there for everybody in the family. Everybody know this, say, no lie me I tell. She is the pick me up for the family, rally around the family. Anything going on any side of the family, you can always depend on Pipsy's mom to be a sole support to whatever is going on. Because I want to say to you this morning, keep heart. There's a lot of us thinking about you. There's a lot of us that will be supporting you through this difficult time. But it is an unimaginable difficult situation for the family and the community during this period. But I want to say, rest well, Pipsy. Anywhere Uncle Richard did this morning, I guarantee he's crying. Anywhere Uncle Richard did in the spirit this morning, I can guarantee you Uncle Richard is crying. But we've all been through these circumstances, and everybody is going to be here for 5 on this issue, because when everybody 5 did have to support everybody. I mean, everybody in the community and everybody in the family knows this about her. So this is quite a hard one for the community, I must admit. Good morning to my community of party and all my family members. Good morning to platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters. Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome. Yvonne Riley, Jeanette Riley, Marcia Thomas, Michelle Lewis Wilson Godgift, Sunshine, Elaine Turner, Natalia Freeman, Angela Missenden, Lilith Lockerbie, British R, Beat and Teach. Good evening, good morning, Debbie Jarvis. How the whole owner do? Michael O.C., Gloria Morris, who else is here? Ebenezer Cody, Sonia Foster, Dolores Logan, Sheena Kelly, Yvonne Johnson, Bros, Sharon Bernard, Colleen James, Violet Watson, Veteran Wagwan Bro, Untainted Congo, Millicent Jones, our Cable and HVAC Service Incorporated, Jamaican Foodie, Althea, Keith Matthews, Novlet Blake, Marcia Stewart, John Rock 8766, Rosie D, Cousin Myrna, Wagwan, cuz how you do? Marcia Esther. Good morning all, and welcome. Claudette Silvera, Pamela Akola. Good morning all, and welcome. Rosemary Samuels, O'Sullivan Kelly, good morning. Marbury Light, good morning, good morning. Esther Dwyer. Wait a step, I said condolences. Just step off the call Jamaica, call my phone. Esther Dwyer, how are you? Brenda Elson, good morning. Waxy Brown, good morning. Sharon Peart. Carl Christopher Tufton and Andrew Holness in the car. We're now part this morning. We are too hot party. There's something awfully going on with my slide this morning. It just there wind and a wind and a wind and a roll up. But if you think to say, Agent the Driver 5, how you do? Let I try to kick in this slide double time. So if one don't drop in, the other will. But him not attack me this morning, because I'm not partner fighting or Patricia Matthews. Me a throw the hot party this morning. Not partner fight around here. Tash, how are you? Who else is here? Who else? Jim Ashley. Miral King. Cousin Rohan Linda. Wagwan. Deborah Lynn White, how are you? Who else there? Karen Nemard. Marcia Thomas. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Me not partner fight, you know. Me not a single call young Jamaicans, the millennials, Generation Z. Call them. Okay, one of my slide come in. Thank God for that. Let me kick out the other one because it looked like I come for test my faith. But Mary, how are you? Donette Hamilton. Before we go any further, let's say what the High Court is saying here. Many of you would be aware. The politics of Jamaica is a Jordan storm about politics because we depend one side and them depend one side, but we will rest in that fair and happy land by and by. Listen, I don't know about the rest now, the fair and happy land, because wagwan in Jamaica, no rest, no fear, no happy land, no involved in this, because in a few politics of Jamaica, we depend Jordan Stormy Bank. If I know Jordan Stormy Bank them something, somebody please help me explain. But the racist Suella Braverman, one would have remembered about the British Windrush scandal. How it got the name Windrush, the ship was called Windrush. The British after World War II in 1948 onwards, after being battered by Hitler, wanted the ravished, torn country of Britain to be rebuilt. So in their newspaper in Jamaica, they publish, "Come home to help build your motherland." It's still in archive library. Publish in the newspaper. I beg if you come help them. But that turned bittersweet because the government continued to rejig the Immigration Act on us, given that time before 1962. Those were British territorial subject. But what Britain did is change the law over time, especially the 1948, I think, Immigration and Nationality Act. But the dangerous one was the 1983 Immigration Act, where after independence, they really stitch up those who would be qualified under that clause in Britain that was from the Commonwealth then. Them swept them thing there from under your feet. Because most people who came from the Caribbean then were under the view or legally under the crown were British citizens. Britain removed it from under them feet and placed some limitations. It's a long thing to go through now, based on descendant or whatever. But following that further on, coming up to the 2000s, under the after Tony Blair and Theresa May, them coming, it is not clear which of the government do it, whether it be Labour or JLP, but what they did before the onslaught on the Windrush generation, they burned the landing documents of those people. So you destroy their entry as well as their generation of children become subjected to that immigration debacle that turned out to be the Windrush disaster, where many people who were born here were subjected to immigration brouhaha and lock off because untainted Congo of the nonsense of Theresa May hostile environment policy. So the whole Windrush was a debacle of things where them they have to compensate, them have to compensate a lot of people, and some people they have to bring back into the country who they blocked from coming back in or who they've arbitrarily deported. So there was a whole review of everything, and there were some recommendations made of how we're going to remedy this debacle. So two of the recommendations that was made when Suella Braverman, the racist Indian Home Secretary, when she was at the Home Office, she dropped two of them. She dropped two of them. One of them was to do with establishing a migrant commissioner to deal with those type of issues. And what was the other one? But however, what the High Court found is that Suella's decision was disproportionately prejudicial to the Windrush generation. What the court is actually saying here, Suella Braverman is a racist xenophobe. That's all, simple. A racist xenophobe. But with a Labour government looming to come into office next month, I wonder where this debacle, this Windrush debacle will head to. But I guarantee you, all of the different Windrush organizations are fighting hard on this issue because the government messed up and the government must pay for messed up. People's life and livelihoods were destroyed by this policy. So we just have to go to the thing them this month here we reach what we want to reach. Mr. That come with this, that come with this, that come. We not start the botheration yet. Say that come with this, that come. I come with. We not go start the botheration yet. We have time this morning. We have time this morning. So we not go start the botheration yet. Who do I start on first? Andrew Holness this morning when I get to the botheration. Do I start on Andrew Holness or do I start on William Ruto? Which of the American puppet do I start on this morning? Hey, bangarang. Wanna hear anything about police and police, gunman, police and gunman, police and gunman, government workers? Wanna hear anything? Look at TV. Hey, I come with this, I come. Come with this, come so we not start the botheration yet. Hey, good morning. We not start the botheration yet, Prime Minister. War on the high seas. Hot potty. Hot potty. Marcia Gale, how you do? Hot potty. Let it be said, we're keeping our eye on all sort of incident because of all sort of hocus pocus a pop off in the interdicted and uninterdicted JCF. We don't know which one of the dictated we are dealing with, if are the uninterdicted or the dick interdicted or the dictated. We don't know. We now start the botheration yet. Good morning, Lisa Hannah and her queer pastor. Good morning to Lisa Anna and her batified pastor with their Antichrist narrative. Good morning. We just are telling you good morning, you know. The whole world see the narrative on our play. The whole world sister will suck up to the West. It's an agenda thing. And your batty pastor. Batty Bertram. Bertram the batty ambassador. Holy Father. Dirty map head priest. See there? One never know say me wouldn't stand up and the church wouldn't fall down. I bet you. Kevin Davis, how you do? If many people ask you, you would have said, the church will stand, but Wayne will fall down. No, darling, it's the other way around. Quite much the other way around. If one wants to be Antichrist, Miss Hannah, one must choose to be Antichrist themselves, but under no circumstances, Miss Hannah, nor your batty pastor, that I am going to believe that Antichristism should be legislated or regulated, Miss Hannah. Don't come here with it. If Jamaica people want to fall down, if when a pastor them over gully, we are bend over with madman back at them tongue and hoe, no mean say all with a bend down, Lisa Hannah. Why didn't you call for a reclassification of the rape law? Don Fox, how are you? Devon Green. Rather than calling for a degenderization in the rape law, Miss Hannah, why you and your batty pastor not call for a declassification? A reclassification, rather, where it is made in law that a woman can be charged for rape rather than sexual assault, Joan Bailey. When you see where these people is going with their agenda, because rape, you see, is a touchy subject. Let us waffle it into, why don't you do degenderization for abortion, Miss Hannah? Are you going to think about that as well? Are you going to degenderize abortion? Because on a play on the side, Miss Hannah, where it's easy to play on the people's emotion, the rape argument. When you know when everybody hear about rape, they go up in arms. So when you sneak that, Miss Hannah, your degenderization policy, your labor right or your PNP, ma'am, because everything Andrew Holness come out with, you come out with a bucketive for it. We saw it during the pay scale thingy rather, isn't it? You come out on your back Andrew Holness with the pay rise, or allow me to tell. Allow me to tell for Miss Hannah. Or she did that in an Andrew corner when the pay rise. And now, she bring Andrew Holness degenderization argument to us on a broader national scale. What Lisa narrative is broadening the scale, because remember, Wholeness look like him I do it piecemeal by piecemeal. The university I teach little yasso. We have changed up yasso in the police or in the public service, but using the rape law in your degenderization narrative, Miss Hannah, is you're bringing the argument more to a national level, because rape affect Jamaicans far and wide across the country, innit? Let's wrap this cockroach in a cocoa bread. Hopefully they may eat it in the dark and never realize that there's a cockroach, Miss Hannah, wrapped in the cocoa bread. Adataguan. Cockroach, Miss Hannah, wrapped in cocoa bread. Do you want us to take advice from the pastor over the gully with the madman, Miss Hannah? Liz Wills, how are you? Do you want us to take advice from your pastors? Because you're the Holy Father here, you know? You're the Holy Father kind upon a narrative. You're the Holy Father where hide behind the pulpit in his dress. Come out of the closet, Pastor. Fabian, how are you? Remember, say, one of the pastors, when Mark Golden stood against the constitutional kerfuffle, won our draw in our day. Oh no, the batified pastors of Jamaica, the Batman and lesbian pastors of Jamaica, on the sign what we write. Thank God for Mark Golden, because it wouldn't have sparked a debate calling Richards, so we know a lot of the monkey stories and the don't what's it not when in there. Why are your batty pastor and go over TikTok, Lisa Hannah? Over there, them something they are real. If you want to spread your narrative, Lisa Hannah, go over TikTok. You notice we sensible people don't go over TikTok. Or you notice me stop broadcast over TikTok because I mean in the daily wire side galang in. Sometimes I may have to go turn up at the wire side and talk. But the daily wire side and big yard coronation market galang over what's you call it? TikTok. Me don't have time for over there, so madam. So take your body pastor over this body business. Discuss, Miss Hannah. Take your body pastor and go over to TikTok. Go have a discussion and come out of the public space with it. Because only when we're tired and want to laugh, we go over TikTok. We don't go over TikTok if we don't want to laugh over Ephraim, Miss Hannah. So please take your body pastor and move along. And stop with the narrative, because we're not going to make no get with. Hey, come with this, come. Na, 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 na. 100, 118, 110, 52, 40. Oh, no, 7 done. So I don't know what going on, so I haven't got a clue what going on, so. In the hope a number right here, so. 118, 40, 52. Then when me go tell me if either add them up or subtract them a bit, on don't draw me into the metaphorical. Nothing else there what we want to talk about before it. No man, I feel left doctor less off the doctor. Hey, good morning, Dr. Finger Merchant. What happened to the Haitian them are who responsible for them? Minister of National Security. You're responsible for immigration and all them something there. You and Pecan who are going are Jamaica I say anything because them don't tell we say, come on people, no, don't start this morning. No, don't start the bagarants this morning. Don't start it. Too early for that. Please, oh. I beg, oh. Don't start it. Don't start. Pika, police, Oris Chang, immigration, all on. I don't know if Jamaica I didn't say anything because Jamaica I know. Jamaica I can pick you up, come pick up your car at some point before it fly over precipice. Jamaica I can pick up your car moving around in the corporate area if them need to. You know, if Jamaica I say anything with regards to the Haitians caregivers, Laverne Beckford, do you think Jamaica I would have seen anything? Do you think that I wonder if there's any circumstances that would have forced them to want to leave Jamaica? I wonder if any treatment, any disadvantage is why they would have to up and gone. I be a fishy things are going in Jamaica, but then we have a fishy government. So things automatically are going to turn fishy. If a government fishy, everything will government do. Look on government rubbish. Lauren Barrett, look on government rubbish. Brand Jamaica. Call the Brand Jamaica people them, you know. Call the Brand Jamaica people them. Because we want to show them what it's like to stand up. We want to show them what it's like to stand up. Lord Jesus. Head of Trelawny Police Superintendent Winston Milton. Your name can Winston Milton say the majority of violent crime, Trelawny, Falmouth in a Trelawny, isn't it? Help me, no? Falmouth in a Trelawny. Call the two Brokeback Mountain bullhorn blowers. I have news for them this morning. Because if they think they're here to dumb down the young people of Jamaica under their bourgeoisism of Brand Jamaica that cannot be explained, rubbish-filled Brand Jamaica, Brand Jamaica which is stealing patient medication, Brand Jamaica where Minister of Health stole 700 billion. Careful, Wayne, you might just be a traitor. Yes, that Brand Jamaica. But Superintendent Kofofu said majority of the violent crime that has occurred so far this year has been cleared up. I wonder if they cleared up. Cleared up. Oh, Jesus. Milton speaking last night at a forum hosted by Mayor Falmouth, Colin Guerra, or whatever that name, disclosed that the parish has recorded 47 incidents of violent crime. He said 32 of the matters have been cleared up. Cleared up. Cleared up or swallowed up like TD Jake is the question. Cleared up as in has gone through the judicial system, or we just swindle them off the book. We don't know, we just ask, because every time I open on a mouth, I tell lie. So the debacle between doctor and the marketer continues. We are going to get into it, But government will. What I don't understand about this attorney, not attorney general, Brian Sykes. I don't understand your limb of the judiciary. You're the Chief Justice. Jamaica doesn't have a Lord Chancellor. They have a Minister of Justice. In Britain, the Lord Chancellor would go there and speak on behalf of the judges. But why Brian Sykes is always in public and media speaking, it's not what judges do, Mr. Sykes. You don't get involved in all of these kerfuffles. Anything to do with justice, Mr. Sykes, is for soon-to-be Charmin Flowers. Sifu Francis, country girl, how are you? It's for the Ministry of Justice to come out and address these issues as to why the Chief Justice of our country is always in the media speaking. I don't know. In Britain, this would never happen. They can't even respond if you criticize. All of the media galang in here and public speaking when we say, you should only be giving judicial lectures for certain high-end lecture conference. I really don't understand why our Chief Justice is always in the media speaking. I'm not used to that. How much time on us see the American justices them or the British justices them in the media speaking? They don't. The ministry or in Britain, the Lord Chancellor speaks for them. They're not allowed to get into public debate with us, Brian Sykes. As the Chief Justice, Brian Sykes, stay out of the media debacle. You're not allowed to be getting involved with it. Leave it to the Ministry of Justice. Your primary is to focus on the law. Your technocrats and bureaucrats, Chief Justice, are the ones who should be looking after the operational side of the court, Chief Justice. Your voice is not needed in this. Rejoice in him always. The Chief Justice must stay out of public debate and media spotlight. Brian Sykes' mouth can't get in at everything. So then when we get to the top of the judicial chain, Brian Sykes I got adjudicate over with issue. No, Mr. Sykes, please stay out of the public kerfuffle. You don't need to out here and do anything, say anything. Focus on justice and getting the justice system operationally right by making sure you prioritize for your bureaucrats and technocrats, which are the priorities that would bring changes, meaningful changes to the judiciary in light of clearing up backlogs and clearing up corruption, incompetencies, and all of them other things. That means that all of them are going to have computer and iPad in a court, beat and teacher. That them mean. All of them are going to have computer and iPad in a court. That's all the paperless system means. It's just that rather than we print it out and have it in our hand, we do it per computer, per iPad. That's all they mean in them paperless. So I don't know whether take Rohan Perry, whether take the Chief Justice to come out for these are technocrats and bureaucrats area. Chief Justice. That's why people can't trust the Jamaican justice system. Because you're in the Ministry of Justice and politician Chief Justice. No fear walla up so in a crowd in front of with Chief Justice. We don't trust you, Chief Justice. They not say Angela, her cousin Chief Justice. I wonder if anything goes so. Chief Justice. You and Juliet related? Hmm? Are you related to the wife of the Prime Minister, Chief Justice? We just ask. But please, sir, we beg you, leave the Ministry of Justice, their technocrats and bureaucrats, to deal with the operational side of the court. You don't have to come out here come talk. That means that the people them who are having their technocrats and bureaucrats, sir, they have diddly squat of a sense. If the Chief Justice have to come out here, the Ministry of Justice don't have a PR person, sir. Then the Ministry of Justice then should create a Lord Chancellor, one that speaks on behalf of the judiciary. If we not follow the Westminster system, we just need to follow it good and done. When you don't pick up the Westminster system, one of the things say, yes, a benefit or no, I want to drop it. One of the things say it don't benefit or no. If we not go, Sonia Smike, how are you? If we not go run with the Westminster system, we just go the whole hog with it. But then again, whole hog, you may go then start while I know mud, you go tell them about whole hog because them done soon, them just think Delroy and then Miles, how are you? Them just think so when you say whole hog, it means I come with this me na 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 na. I wear the money they don't stand. What the money there? Permanent secretary. Just yesterday I was having a rant about the criminality, Steve Bryan, the criminality of your permanent secretaries. The war goes bigger than, we're going to allow them to last. Let us go to America, other puppet, William Ruto. I didn't even pull up a picture of him, but William Ruto, the Kenyan president. Many of you would be aware that the president of Kenya was red carpeted in Washington just a few weeks ago. Up America's backside, his head went. Tony, how are you? This William Ruto, the president of Kenya, came in. That's why I'm telling you, say, you see William Ruto, Andrew Holness, and wicked Mia Motley are some of the most dangerous neo-colonialist slave masters we're dealing with. Say you heard it here first on global television. Mia Motley, Andrew Holness, and William Ruto, and what he wrote under one Paul Kagame, them head fasten up America and Britain backside. You could have used backhoe, pull them out. It's going to be a devil hell to get them pull out of Western backside. Beulah, Douglas, Donnet, how are you? Renice. But this William Ruto, who has taken the poison chalice from America to send Kenyan police and troops into Haiti to secure America's agenda in mineral gains and territory gains in America's backyard. This same William Ruto is raising tax in his 2024 finance bill. My question to you, Mr. Ruto, are you raising tax on the Kenyan people? Tax on bread, tax on pampers, tax on sanitary pads, Mr. Ruto. Is this with the intention to pay for America's war in Haiti? However, the people of Kenya, not the old Butus and Battles of Kenya, is not having it. The generation, the millennium and generation Z is not having it. It started with a debate.
That you sold to Kenyans. You told Kenyans that I am here to help the hustlers, yeah? But at this point, I don't think that you're helping them.
The reason they use jargons and a complicated language, go to paragraph this, subsection this, clause that, it's intentional. They're using these languages so it can get mixed up. You don't understand what they're saying. Because they understand, the moment that you understand what's in the finance bill, you're going to be a revolutionary person.
It's really sad that they are actually adding tax on things like sanitary towels. Now, if you add tax, does it mean that sanitary towels only belong to the rich? Something that is biological that I have to go through it every month.
If we depend on a certain party to air our voices becomes a problem, because what happens when there's another handshake? So that's the problem with depending on the opposition to fight for us. So we should use our spaces that we have to voice our concerns so that they can hear us. Don't go now the politics of waiting for the opposition to speak for us.
I saw a tweet of an MP saying, I will not go against the president because I'm under his party. How will you say that? Yet, he or she is representing a very small, maybe ward around Ushago. These people are crying. And then you're saying, you're standing with the president because you are under his party. That is wrong.
Mr. President, Kenyans actually elected you because they felt that you understood their pain. Don't forget the people that elected you. Kindly listen to their cries.
The voice of Generation X and Z was not listened to, which started as a peaceful debate, which forced the young people of Kenya to stand. And help me to watch these this morning, because I think this should inspire Generation Z and the millennials of Jamaica to take back your politics, because the intention of the young people of Kenya is to take over Parliament building. The young people of Kenya are saying, it is our generation, our time. It is about us. Listen, Jamaicans.
In Kenya, where the security forces have clashed with hundreds of protesters opposed to tax hikes put forward by police. Some on horseback have been deployed in the capital, Nairobi, and have fired tear gas in an effort to disperse the demonstrators. The Parliament buildings have been cordoned off ahead of the vote by MPs on the controversial finance bill later today. Many fear the tax cuts will worsen a cost of living crisis. Protests are also taking place in the Indian Ocean port of Mombasa and other cities. More than 300 people were arrested earlier this week following similar demonstrations. A little earlier, I spoke to our senior Africa correspondent, Anne Soy.
I'm just standing outside Parliament where that debate has been going on this controversial finance bill. I can hear tear gas being lobbed in all directions. The young people have come out in large numbers. They have gone to different streets and the police are trying to keep them away from here. This is the ultimate goal. They want to come here and occupy Parliament, but they're not being allowed to do that. You can see the cordon here. And they're saying that they want the bill that is being debated in Parliament to be rejected in its entirety. They disagree with many of the clauses there. On Tuesday, the government announced that it was announced concessions on a number of the controversial clauses, including 16% value-added tax on bread, motor vehicle levies, and other taxes. But they say that is not enough, and that's the message that they're trying to pass here. They have been mobilizing and reaching out to them MPs, asking them to reject the finance bill. So that debate is going on here. They don't have a lot of time for that, because they were hoping that they would pass this bill by next week, so that come July they'll have a law in place to be able to spend, to carry out government spending. So today the protests are more widespread across the city and in different towns across the country, including the president's own hometown of Eldoret in Western Kenya.
Yeah, and it's a good point, that, isn't it? Although we're looking at the demonstrations, we're just seeing water cannons being used actually against demonstrators, but these are not just...
Let me explain to some young Jamaicans who are disengaged in our politics, and Jamaicans in general who are disengaged in our politics, of what this journalist was just explaining. The finance bill for 2024, Jamaicans, is similar to the appropriation bill where you say they messed up in a parliament where they. That is going through Kenyan parliament. It's not passed yet. because this is the rebellion. The young people of Kenya are engaged and know exactly what is going on in their politics. The Journalism Society of Kenya is also on side with them, giving them information. Therefore, you see how people power works, young Jamaicans. But let us watch.
Solely in Nairobi, they are elsewhere.
That's right. They're in different towns across the country. Yesterday, they were in the coastal city of Mombasa. And really, what is different about these protests is that it is young people in their 20s. I have, spoken to some teenagers who have come out, and they are so educated about tax issues, and they are debating this, and they're saying, we don't want this, we don't want this. And they're saying that, they have to be heard by government. This is not led by politicians. In fact, they have asked politicians to stay away and come to Parliament to debate those issues and shoot it down before Parliament. And therefore, this is something.
Did you hear the order, young Jamaicans? The protesters, Douglas, Michelle, Kemar, how are you? The protesters have asked politicians, stay away from this. Go to Parliament. Shoot that bill down. We don't want any of you getting involved in this protest because this is not political. This is about the future of Kenya. Go to Parliament, shoot it down. We don't want you get involved with people power, Jamaicans.
New in the country, they have been mobilizing on social media, on TikTok and Twitter and other platforms, and they're saying that they will not back down.
They will not back down, the power of social media. But let's listen from the Kenyan journalist's perspective. And listen to the chant throughout the demonstration. We are peaceful, because it is the police, the riot police, and the army that is attacking them. We are peaceful. All this mass demonstration you see going on in Kenya, they are chanting, we are peaceful, right across the country. We are peaceful, even though under attack from William Ruto police, who will be going off to Haiti to confront barbecue, hasten on the deployment. Hasten on the deployment. Joan Brown, how you do? Ian Cruz. Hasten on the deployment. The people have been tear gassed, they have been water cannoned, they have been rubber bullet, they have been red dyed with water cannon, but the people are showing their power to the elected officials.
Only three things that can make us sit on the table to discuss with this government. Exactly. Thing one, they do not have to amend this thing. Let them scrap it off.
We call the hustler generation. And during election, these were the guys who were told, hey, we're going to sort you out. Now they're on the streets, they are active. And I love to see that they're active. I've never seen anything like this before. We can't do things haphazardly. The youth are woke. Let's be aware of that.
It would have made much sense if after all these taxes, the government gives us free education, government gives us free healthcare, government gives us subsidized transport rates.
fresh leo. Hii ni ya 2024 leo inashika. Yaani mambo iko fresh, mambo iko yaani kile
Kenyatta Avenue, the streets are charging. The crowds are charging. Hawatasimama maovu ya kitawala. It is crazy. Running battles all day. We are tired. Tear gas all over. The crowds are crazy. Placards, diapers, sanitary towels, everything, you name it, they are carrying it. What is this about the finance bill that doesn't sit well with you?
All right. I mean, aside from the obvious things that are going on, I'm here in solidarity with, of course, I'm a journalist, I'm a broadcaster, and I primarily speak to the audience that is on these streets. And the one thing that they've been complaining about, no jobs, they've been complaining about harsh economic times. On top of that, coupled with unable to date, unable to marry, unable to settle down, no prospects of even building a house one day, right? They've been called the hustler generation. And during election, these were the guys who were told, hey, we're going to sort you out. Now they're on the streets, they're active. And I love to see that they're active. I've never seen anything like this before. And I've been a journalist for over 14 years. So I can tell you that clearly something has changed. And I've been going around speaking to a lot of the youth. The one thing I'll tell you, they're super peaceful. You can hear them. But the agitators in this situation, unfortunately, are the police. As you can see, my eyes are red. You see Bangi? Yes. You see the effects, Zagava? You know, I didn't even ask for it. I came to cover peacefully. I've been sitting here talking to people. Look at them. Watch this, what will happen next. They will throw tear gas into the audience. So we have to be here to witness, to tell people what is happening, so that, because you know what happens. If we don't come and cover, some people will be dead by now, right? So we have to be here in the numbers to cover, so that we ensure that if they're calling it a peaceful protest, which you've witnessed, then if
you hear that, Jamaican journalists, did you hear that? The Kenyan journalists are there to protect the people from the government. Hey, we're not gonna win. What is happening in our healthcare would have caused a riot in Kenya. This rings home images from SARS Nigeria in 2020.
This is your Kenyan president right now, William Ruto. What would it be that you would tell him? A sentence or 2 or 3 or 4?
To be honest, I feel like we can't do things haphazardly. The youth are woke. Let's be aware of that.
Golden.
Been complaining about no job. Some people would be dead by now, right? So we have to be here in the numbers to cover.
So I want to say to young Jamaicans this morning, those of you who think the best thing you can do is to sell your votes to politicians. This is what standing up means, Jamaicans. This is what taking back your country means. But I see the Jamaican government and its Metro Squad provoking rebellion. Marant Bay was one of our last major rebellion, was it not? Morant Bay was one of Jamaica's last major rebellion. I may not remember. Dynamite. Somebody passed me when me not see. Christopher, how you do? Dynamite, how are you? RJ, how are you? Norman Ferguson, how you do? The Easy Jerk World, Wagwan Bro, Marcia McNeish. What is happening, Mural King, in our country? If you know a young person, send this link to them and tell them, be inspired. Smooth Beckford. Be inspired by the young people of Kenya. Because the young people of Kenya, Rupert Legister, is saying it is about us and not about you. And if the deal doesn't suit us, scrap it. I've always said this. Africa is where the action is. The young people of Africa, right across the continent, Kirk Edwards, are engaged in politics. Regardless of Western narrative, the younger generation of Africa is getting more and more educated, Pauline Dixon. And they are holding their leaders to account. In Jamaica, we just wait for fall down soon. We just wait for those of you young people. When election day come, when nomination day come and say, Daddy, where I say, how much you can buy me vote for Daddy? You are all the most dangerous thing to Jamaica. The prostitute voters of Jamaica, JP, who are willing to sell themselves. The 35% of diehard mix with political prostitutes, Hero Bottom, who will sell themselves election day and sell out the country. And us, the lackadaisic, sleeping dead 65%, who decide that, me just tough it out because better now go happen. All of it together is destroying Vegas brand Jamaica. Vegas, I have the video, you know, but I don't know, we can't show them video up on social media. I wonder if Vegas would had it with his woman in the sofa for 3 running long hours, Mr. Vegas. I wonder if you've ever been so stylistic. Carlos Wagwan. I wonder if brand Jamaica Vegas have ever been so stylistic in his sofa. Wish, wash, swash, lash. Ever since you see how the boy they are going in your sofa and in your bed, you become a raving mad loony on the older way in a Jamaica. So till we can't talk when on the nurse them thief with medication, Lilith Lockaby, we can't talk when on a politician them thief with money. We fit just set up them some brand Jamaica. Look at the rebellion that is coming to Jamaica, because if no one are going, this is a signal from Morant Bay that it is coming. Prepared for it. Me now go can play the whole of this year because I don't know if YouTube are going to subject me with the knife and them something there. Run one less.
I'm going to my lab and who? Uno just take a go to my lab, man. Uno my youth. Uno just take a go to my lab, dog. Uno just take a go to my lab. Don't touch my phone now. No boy to my phone. No boy to my phone.
Queen Africa, you hear me say you need to write over that song here because you need gunman police and gunman police in there. And you need vendors and police in there too. Vendor and police in there. But if you're not in there, you need to go in there. Because the rebellion is coming. You know, provoke it and the wholeness government. And one day we are going to chip. We just going to turn mad pound or so. You know, see how the young people of Kenya just wake up. Renice Nicholson. How the young people of Kenya just wake up and say, you know what, we could go take over parliament. We could scrap this thing. Let us show them how powerful we are. Instead, on a dirty Jamaican, on a go-go, back-a-fence Jamaican over TikTok. When I use TikTok for though, it's been a disgrace. Over the Vegas figure. Over TikTok, Vegas figure. If you want to see what is carrying down brand Jamaica. Because if one of they are used on a big platform them over TikTok, all you kill is Spice. How you get in a them fragrant, but Spice always kill this anyway. Where may I go with that then? Spice always dreadfully careless. If uno dirty Jamaicans, drunkards, sellouts within a big platform, on a prostitute, we go up on TikTok every day, go skin out on yourself and act like prostitute and whores to get gifts. If uno use on a platform with minerals and backside in a Jamaica, can make you become rich. But it's easier for you to sell on yourself from election day to on TikTok. Everything for Jamaicans is about prostitution. I'm tired of you. Tired of you. Everything for you is about begging and prostitution. None of them don't want to stand up. Wayne Evans, how you do? None of them don't want to stand up. Everything for Jamaicans is about begging. Stronger together, thank you very much. It's about begging and prostitution. You're not willing to sell. You're not willing to beg. And if you don't have to dance, go, for people tip on you, dirty Jamaicans, you know, we do it. If you don't have to go up on social media, go disgrace one another, make people think they're really quarreling and quarrel. Look for one and go on with for money. Dirty Jamaicans. Why you don't go back road, go sell on the front? Nobody would know some of that nasty and disgraceful. The whole on over TikTok, you just a run down. The popularity, you just disgrace. But Vegas don't see you. Because the whole heap of Vegas, Battyism and Batty life, discuss and promote on TikTok. Claudette Robinson. So Vegas don't see them something there as the problem to brand Jamaica. Because it promotes Vegas, Lisa Hanna, and them pastor Battyism. The rebellion is coming, my people. It don't the farm. It just a pray for Jamaican people wake up sooner rather than later. But it don't the far. Elaine Roman, how are you? You know, one of the things we noticed Jamaica don't understand Ubuntu. Who else have I seen? Vivian Hamilton, how are you? One don't realize that the creation of the metro people then is to suppress poor people's economy. Because that's the only economy poor people, black people, have in a Jamaica, Miranda Raddock. At that the side of the economy they in Giwe, the little higgling and the little hustling. That's why Kenyan young people are rising up. Because that's what they offer to them as well, Mitchie. And when William Ruto was running for presidency, William Ruto appealed directly to those in Kenya who are referred to as the hustlers. And now William Ruto come in and raise tax on the hustlers to go fight America war in Haiti. Tax on bread, tax on baby nappy, tax on sanitary napkins is what that government is doing. How much of you Jamaicans stood up to the government when Nigeria frig up what budget the other day? But not even that. Look how much Dr. Tufton thief and nobody now say nothing. But let's listen to Mark Golden pointing out these things in the 2024 budget debate. But two we there focused on the other kerfuffles which were higher on the narrative list. We missed what Mark Golden was saying about the health scare then. Well, let's go into it.
Papers, audits, and reviews within the Ministry of Health and Wellness that clearly outline the dilapidated state of the public health system. Even without resorting to these sources, there is a travel advisory issued by the U.S. State Department advising of the poor state of our hospitals and the prohibitive costs associated with accessing private health care. And this is borne out by the constant cries of the users of the public health system and the frustration of the healthcare providers themselves, often manifested in industrial unrest and protests. And even now there are murmurings of unrest in some sectors of the health service. One therefore has to wonder what guides the priorities for expenditure in the annual budget for the Ministry of Health and Wellness. With a capital budget of $11 billion, nearly twice that of education, one would expect clear efforts to decrease inefficiencies, to improve the overall experience of accessing the public health system, and to address the major health threats affecting Jamaicans. However, these major threats of chronic non-communicable diseases such as diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, and cancer have been, to an extent, sidelined in favor of massive spend on infrastructure concentrated in 3 hospitals. The massive cost overrun in the Cornwall Regional Hospital will go down as the greatest project cost variation in the history of Jamaica at a staggering 1,100%. Never before has any Jamaican alive or dead seen a project move from an estimated cost to completion of less than $2 billion and end up costing more than 10 times that amount at over $20 billion. And this figure is expected to rise further as the completion date is pushed farther away. The only person who predicted it accurately was Maurice Guy, the member for Central St. Mary. It is telling that no one has been held accountable for this debacle. The Minister of Health has been bemoaning the lack of local expertise in hospital construction, but he's nevertheless decided to begin the construction of 2 new facilities at UHWI and Spanish Town. We wonder what the logic is behind that when the English-speaking Caribbean's largest community of Portmore still doesn't have a public hospital. And when the Western region is still struggling without a fully operational Cornwall Regional Hospital. And when the major parishes are without a facility that has basic diagnostic equipment. And in major urban areas, there's an economically unsound reliance on using private facilities for public patients, transported in scarcely available ambulances. With this budget, users of the public health system will continue to suffer from prolonged waiting times, overcrowded emergency rooms, inadequate hospital beds, and overworked and demotivated staff who can't wait for the next recruiter for a way out. Like the census, immunization rates are well below targets, and the maternal mortality rate is at its highest level in over 50 years. The maternal mortality rate in Jamaica is at its highest levels in over 50 years. No budgetary changes to deal with these problems. Mr. Speaker, something is wrong here.
See, we were being told, but there were other priorities higher on the list where we could miss all of that information. So, and if nothing strange to them, dear Dunstan, how are you, permanent sec? We know, say, you're responsible for a lot of the loot. $700 billion. When you know say me dunce when it comes to numbers, so you're going to have to help me here. Earlier this year, from Auditor General, we were made aware of a $1.7 trillion missing between Andrew Holness, Christopher Tufton, and Favour Williams. I want to ask Andrew Holness, this $700 billion, if Dr. Finger to forehead to foot part of the 1.7 trillion, or can I know me dunce when it's come to number me don't know, or is this 700 billion separate to Dr. Tufton's fraction of the 1.7 trillion? Can somebody help me? A number me gone totally loopy. Of the 10-year period, the Jamaica Labour Party, under Dunstan, Kevin Dunstan's I saw him name though. We know one name Dunstan and one name Flunkstan or whatever. But I think this is Kevin Dunstan. I think the Henry one was under the previous health secretary under Portia leadership. So I Dunstan that one, yeah. 8 years. Dunstan Brian, rather. Sorry, not Kevin. Kevin Henry or whatever was the one under, what his name? Not Fitz, what the health secretary before, Portia did name Kevin Henry. So this is Dunstan Brian. Dr. Fenton Ferguson was the Dr. Kevin something another one. Muriel King, how you do? You know, I can't tag all us the number with Uno. But I want to say to Andrew Holness, we have recognized the open leadership war within the Jamaica Labour Party. Because whether Andrew Holness, this 700 billion, on the dilapidation in the National Health Service. And there's nothing strange to you. Whether this 700 billion is a part of the 1.7 trillion or it is separate, in political term, Andrew Holness, this is called briefing against Christopherson. You're putting out something in public, Darth White, with Christopherson a hide from getting out in a public briefing. For Andrew Holness to be calling for a review in what going in the healthcare, it's also another briefing. The correct public narrative to would be Prime Minister. I have instructed the Minister and the Ministry of Health to carry out a review of X, Y, or Z. Not you, Prime Minister, have ordered, because that opens a war. Christopher Tufton, you don't start the war back. You don't want to stand up for your leadership war. Andrew Holness, Kevin Fairclough, is making sure Market Me is not a major challenger to him in the leadership bid. Let me take out his bloodstained coat and hang it right over him. Let me take out the bloodstained coat of the Minister of Health. Hang it over him that the nation can see. No cleaner than one another, you know. But when we want Tufton for them, come to things so Tufton after a while ago. Andre say about me say about him. Artie say about Spice say about him. Lady Star say about Maka say, I saw a while ago. Come, Christopherson. Hot party. You don't want to bring Andrew down? You mean, but then again, Christopherson, what are you waiting for to bring Andrew down? Ask the Shields about it. For those of us who are from St. Elizabeth, and particularly in Black River and Southwest St. Elizabeth, we are aware of the Shields who are business people in Black River, post in pre-independence business people. And their business, Christopherson, never crush until you, in your 2009-10 political bid under the Bruce Golden tenure, when you take Mrs. Shields, not Nadine Shields, the wife, Nadine Shields, the mother, when you take them money and you crush it and you use it to run your election, I hope people you shake up along the way, Christopherson. So now that you see Andrew Holness going after you that way, the Christopherson, you're not ready for the battle start? Jamaicans, if you don't understand what internal war is, this is your first phase of the internal war in the Jamaica Labour Party, the leadership battle to replace Andrew Holness. Who else will briefing comes against? Who may possibly be challenger to Andrew Holness? But to the young people of Jamaica, be inspired by the young people of Kenya. The stand taken by the young people of Kenya, if their demands are met, will protect further generations to come. Not like only look a Jamaican prostitute, where any pastor can carry down a gully and go buy a note. Not any other local Jamaican prostitute where Lisa and him pastor and gunman them. 1 minute it's pastor Lisa, the other minute is gunmen. You, the people of Jamaica, have to stand up and protect. I wonder why this audit come out now. I don't know, I can't call them number, so I look on them and screenshot them. I don't know what they mean. And I mess up myself with them. But all we know is say, hope a thief in money and account and unaccounted for money the on screen. Yes, sir. Backside. $288,900 spent on consulting service for 9 months with no competitive process or advert. Remember some dons. Just remember some dons. Screenshot that for yourself. And while I screenshot it, remember some dons. Me can't explain numbers. And me can't explain money. Me not come out in a crowd, come embarrass myself like JLP. If me can't do it, me just can't do it. Me not go walk on war and stress out myself overdoing it. Because if me can't check money and so bothered over the amount where them a thief, to put me couldn't check it. Me would have dropped down on a daily basis if me couldn't check the amount of money we own a thief. But Jamaica has become a Jordan Stormy Bank situation where our politicians them take away everything and run over upon the side there at the bank where we sinting them. And we upon the other side of the bank a river where everything just a swish way and a wish way so. You don't think you're in a Vegas sofa where they get dealt with. The way all them a deal with upon the other side of the banking. You don't think that the man were in a Vegas sofa. Vegas may have this video. If you want, me can send it on you. If you lost it or you don't have it on thumbnail anymore, we can send swish, wash, wish. Come give you. But please, young Jamaicans, be inspired. You Jamaicans in the broadcasting, the whole way of broadcasting. Broadcasting is not journalism and broadcasting. It's no longer hook up to mainstream TV because if we and them separate, then people like Cliff and Dan and the whole of them and Emily and the whole of them would have to left off of social media and turn over with them there if them different family. But once, my darlings, all the way under the same mango tree, which is the right mango drop, I say anyone out, all the way a journalist, all the way a broadcaster out here. We may not be astute investigative journalists like Zara Burton, but no means that we're not journalists and broadcaster. Who not come call blogger? I'm not a blogger. I'm a journalist. I'm a freelance journalist and broadcaster. That is what I do. When you listen to them up on radio at daytime, I was in the paper them talk about just like me. Them not pluck something out of sky one don't know about. And the same things we are going in the political, legal, and social spheres. Them talk about like me. The only thing me a cuss one bad word now and then. No difference. Because the bad word not hurt you. But the thief money hurt you. Because when you go to hospital, the medication will help you. Don't do that. And by the time you family, if you run that town or wherever, Santa or where, Mandeville, wherever, go buy it, and come back with it and nurse thief it, you still got dead before it help you. So I don't see what they got on about. Anyway, we're not going to have drive time this evening because I'm going to fish fry. This evening is Friday evening, so I'll be going to fish fry. Look here, Vegas, them look out of them batty hole, you see? And a very little thing you can see out of your batty hole. Ask the pastor what you see over the gully. Ask the pastor over the gully. So you have to understand a man where see out of batty hole, there's not much that him would see other than what's coming to him backside. Because you don't care where come out, I think just care where come to it. My fish fry for 20 pounds. Somebody want to pay for my fish fry? Yes, Friday is my fish Fridays in summer, people. Anthony Stewart, how are you? Friday is my fish Friday. A Friday we go fish fry in summer. a lady from, or my classmate from the community. She have a fish fry in our garden every summer. So that's how we meet up and link up and look after ourselves in a summer. Patricia Hutchins, how are you? Last week, Friday, we never got a fish fry. When we got a fish fry, we have seafood soup. We also have fried fish, whether you want your fish fried or steamed. We get tonka meal, we get fried bami, we get plantain, we get steamed veg, we get prawn. What else we get? We get festival. Yeah, when we got a fish fry with 20 pounds worth it. Anthony Stewart, how you do? Remember to hit the like button, people. We know all not turn bad with the like button. Remember to hit the like button. And for those of you who haven't hit the like button, you can hit the Zelle button. One of the two, without mind. Like or Zelle, which one? So, yeah, that I feel with summer life over here. But anyway, people, thank you for being here this morning. Those of you on the Eastern timeline and those of you on the London and Greenwich Mean Time this afternoon. Thank you all very much for being here with us this evening. And our job is to continue awakening the minds of the people, to make sure Jamaicans, home and abroad, know the power of Jamaica lies with us and not those who we have elected to steal from us. It is not about that, people. And if you want to be inspired by a new generation, by a young generation, just go to YouTube and type in Kenya protests and watch the young people of Kenya standing up. Jeanette McIntosh, how are you? Watch the young people of Kenya standing up, Mitchie. But also watch how journalists across Kenya comes out with their mic and camera to protect the right and life of the protesters, because they know if they do not do so, there will be arbitrary abuse by the state powers. You see them come out with tear gas, red dye, water cannon, baton, and all sorts. You see, when we demonstrate, Jamaicans, getting arrested is the last thing on our mind. If police are going to arrest we, all we have to do is just lay down and them have to lift we up and can't go put in the van. We're entitled to resist arrest by lying down, you know. Nothing to say. We can't lay down. If police want we in the van, them can't take we up, can't go put in the van. We don't have to get up, go walk, go in them van, Jamaicans. And a normal so go. In a Britain, them scale building, them do anything to draw attention to the government. They do anything to put a brake or burden in the economy so that government can listen. On a Jamaican, we just love buy, beg, and sell. And that's not teaching the children them, you know. That's why a strong country like Jamaica cannot talk about the baptism that your government are enforced on the children them in a school. That's why you can't talk about it. Because on a sellout, on a bend over, on a did only out there act like on a straight, just for shout down Batman. That's all. It come to crunch point now. It come to crunch point, and the same Batman them wanna sit down pan a beat for how much years. Have to stand up for phone pick them? Like seriously, Jamaicans? I saw no weak. I saw no man weak. Huh? I saw no spineless and on a backbone Jamaican men. I'm surprised. But then again, remember say, hold on, a sellout. Say cartel come and say, bleach and hold on a ton super Batman across Jamaica, own a white and tattoo out and push ring in there so and stab up hole over here, so and stab up hole around there. So Jamaican man, own a sheep. Any Batman can come take on and lead and go anywhere they want can go. Sellouts, jellyback men. Laxi Gegri, how are you? Jamaica man on a sellout. Look where the one arrest and the whole on the walk well left outer road. Because selling nobody to Darrell Vaz. If you want bigger and want box food. How cheap can Jamaica man get? And Jamaica man them. One woman where make Jamaica man them feel like them as somebody. You no need to stop it. You no need to stop. Make them visa boy there. Them boy they will want woman to mind them. You no need to stop it. And make Jamaica man feel worthless and useless and stupid like they are. Woman, you stop it. It's irritating now. Stop it. Stop going to go married them. Stop sending the money go to on a damn fool. Man no live a foreign one there. Me say if man no live a foreign one there. But before we go, I want you all to listen to this young man from Kenya. You are not going to understand the first part of his argument. But when you get to the last part, I'm sure you're going to understand him. No, not yet. Hold on. Sorry. Have I not put it in the studio yet? What is wrong with old me? Eh? Is it this? What is wrong with me? Yes, listen to this young man. You're not going to understand the first about 30 seconds of what he's saying. But listen to him.
Pia sisi chance kuweza vikizenya mnatuibia. Tusaidie mayutu wenzetu kwa mzazi alisema najua chenye kijana anapitia. Mimi niko shule na sina kazi. Nataka kazi ya maana, sisi za kufanya hapa za kufagia. Hizo si kazi. I need a job penye ndakuwa in future, ndajua penye ndeka mama yangu, ndajua penye ndeka baba yangu, ndajua penye ndeka sister yangu. The whole world is watching. We don't even need their help, the ones outside. Umechukua usaidizi wao yote. New generation, new rules, new.
He's saying to the international community, the whole world is watching, but we don't need your help. It's new generation, new rules. Hey, Jamaicans, wanna now go get this up. Jamaican soft back man. Jamaica out and proud Batman them. Wanna pants tight and fit woman. When we are gonna get this up?
The ones outside, umechukua usaidizi wao yote. We don't even need their help, the ones outside. Umechukua usaidizi ndeka babangu, najua penye ndeka sister yangu. The whole world is watching. We don't even need their help, the ones outside. Umechukua usaidizi wao yote. New generation, new rules, new us.
Do you feel let down by the opposition?
No, we don't want them. This is not about politics. It's not about the MPs. It's not about even the president. It's about us. We are the ones hurting our future.
You hear what the young man said? It's not about the president. It's not about the opposition. We don't want any of them here. It's about us. New generation, new us. He said it is us who are hurting ourselves. Why did he say that? Because they have stood aside for too long and allowed governments to run raid over their country. And they are saying this is a new generation, new time, new us. When will we get to that stage, Jamaica? When will we get to that stage? New generation, new rules, new us. Kareen Wilson, how are you? But I want to thank you all for being here this morning. Those of you in London and the UK this afternoon, Thank you all very much for being here this evening on the Global Television family. Join us back tonight. Look here as you talk dynamite. Guinness, hallelujah. Hey, Koshata. Not Guinness, Heineken. The one that will thirst you. Ooh. Heineken, the parent company. No, let me say, Deno and Geddes Limited. Deno and Geddes Limited. Run, brother rat, brother puss, I go catch you. Shiga. If I don't catch you in the joke, I will catch you in the drink, says Bill Gates. Shiga, Deno and Geddes. The whole of we know D&G Jamaica. Deno and Geddes. Heineken is the parent company for Deno and Geddes. Heineken is the parent company for Deno and Geddes. Therefore, a parent company can have a lot of regulatory power over their subsidiaries. Bill Gates, hallelujah, who didn't get some of you in the vax, is coming for you in the drink. Because if Bill Gates bought out majority of the shares in Heineken, and Heineken is the parent company for Deno and Geddes Jamaica Limited. If I don't catch you in the joke, I will catch you in the drink. Jamaica. It is coming, you know, Jamaica. If you don't educate yourself and stand up, it will be an onslaught on you, the people of Jamaica, to make sure them get that rich land where them want. Understand it? Sit down and wait for the onslaught. Me say, Jamaican people, sit down and wait until the calling Bill Gates and his call starts. If I don't catch you in the joke, I will catch you in the drink. If I don't catch you in the joke, you know, go and go check it out. How much shares Bill Gates have in a Heineken? And Heineken is the mother company, the mama and father company for Deno and Geddes, you see. If I don't catch you in the joke, I will catch you in the drink. I'm so glad there's somebody, whenever you used to drink more than one Guinness now and then, or one Magnum now and then, I don't really have to drink alcohol. Anybody will know me, no, say, you can poison me in weed, but you can't catch me in alcohol. It's just simple like that. So, Bill Gates never catch me in a joke, and he never catch me in a drink. Come in a drink rum and boom. The rum under the Deno and Geddes, all on a soda, on a nice D&G soda there. If I don't catch you in the joke, I will catch you in the drink, Jamaica. Thank you all very much for being here this morning. I know the alcohol alone is a concern, you know. Remember, Deno and Geddes make soft drink as well. Deno and Geddes, they make soft drink as well. They make a fleet of drinks. If I don't catch you in the joke, Patricia Matthews, I will catch you in the drink, says Bill Gates. Thank you very much for being here this morning. This was your At a Glance program. Good afternoon, good morning from Global Television.